Is it a taboo for women to fart in the presence of their husbands? Now, that's putting it in a wider context. But the person who actually brought this debate to social media actually specified that it is a taboo for Igbo women to fart in the presence of their husband. Anyways, there's an ongoing debate on Facebook following a video posted by an Igbo lady. The lady, who goes by the name Lisa Kanu, shared a video in which she listed some taboos for every married Igbo woman. According to her, it is a taboo for a married Igbo woman to fart in front of her husband or to his hearing. According to her, it is only the man that is allowed to fart in front of her and the children, and that when he does, she must go on her knees and start hailing him with different Igbo praise names. She says women are to give men respect for farting in front of them. She also went on and talked about a lot of things, how wrong it was for a married Igbo woman to drink beer. And I think by beer she means alcohol in front of her husband, and she went no. But we will be sticking with the farting or the messing issue. All right, just in case you still haven't seen this video yet, it's gone viral on Facebook. Let's go check out this video. We'll be right back.
This message is for all my Igbo married sisters. Dear Akudo, dear Adese, dear Adora, it is very wrong for you as a married Igbo woman to fart in the presence of your husband. If you must fart, not to the hearing of your husband or in the presence of your husband. And for some of you that don't understand what I mean by farting, I mean passing gas or messing. And I don't know about other tribes, but I am very sure of Igbo land. Please don't come out here and start telling me about civilization. Do not come out and start telling me about that 21st century, because I've heard all of those stuff. We have a lady presently today that is having issues with her husband. What conspired? She farted in the presence of her husband, and her husband demands apology. My sister said she is not going to apologize. According to her, there is absolutely nothing wrong in a woman farting in the presence of her husband. That there is nothing there since they share everything. That most of our friends do messing competition. And most of you believe that any woman that is not farting in the presence of her husband has a lot she's hiding. Sister, that is working for Mr. A doesn't mean that it's going to work for Mr. B. And I am not saying there's anything wrong with a woman farting in the presence of her husband. If the man is cool with it, sister, fart on, mess on. But when your husband does not like that idea of you farting in his presence, stop it. I am an Igbo woman. Where I come from, it is a sacrilege for a woman to fart in the presence of her husband or to the hearing of her husband. And if your husband farts in your presence, you will stay wherever you are, even if you are outside. In or outside, what you will shout is Mazio, you do your Mazio. Even your children, you will give him that respect for farting. Those days, if our mothers mistakenly fart in the presence of our fathers, they kneel down immediately and apologize to our fathers. But if a stubborn woman insists that she's not going to apologize to her husband, she will be sent back to her father's house for tutorial. And when she gets herself back, she will come back with a fowl or a goat. You people should start learning culture and tradition. 21st century is the reason why majority of you will not last 5 years in your marriages. Civilization is your problem. Our mothers respected our fathers those days. That is why their relationship stood the test of time. You will stand in the presence of a man. Do you know that a man is Akajobo? Do you know? You will sit down and be messing, fat, and say there is nothing wrong with it. You love him. Most of you ladies, when you enter the toilet, what comes out from you is louder than the tanker that is going on the road. You will be hearing this sound from a woman. Wah, 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 wah. You will be asking what is happening. A woman will be walking around, messing around. You will be hearing this one. This is not funny. It is not. Apart from the fact that it's not proper for a woman to even fart in the presence of her husband if he's not cool with it, it is not even proper for a woman to be messing herself around. A woman goes to go away. A woman goes to do away. We don't want to do all those things, but we want to last long in our marriages. But our mothers did it and even more. That is why they are very, very patient with our fathers. When last did you kneel down to ask your husband for forgiveness? Yes, I'm talking about you. When last did you kneel down and say, my husband, I am sorry? You don't do those things, but you that is watching me saved your husband's phone with my king. You saved your husband's phone number on your phone with my king, my Lord. You will go to Oba of Bini and you will kneel down and greet the Oba. Only of Ife, you will kneel down, Obi of Onitsha and all the Igwes. The same way you are respecting those Igwe, that is the same respect you should give your husband, because your husband is the king of your family.
We've gone to see the video and to hear the views of Lisa Kalu. That's her own opinion, and she also went on to expatiate and say it is culturally wrong, in the Igbo tradition, for a married Igbo woman to fart in front of her husband. Pastor Dolly, what do you think?
Well, that's her own opinion, but I can assure you a lot of those things she says, she herself cannot practice it.
Really?
Of course, because we know that those are things that those days, the way they used to see things, then women were seen as slaves to their husbands and their husbands' people. I don't think there is any modern woman that want to be addressed as a slave to her husband, or that want to be treated as a slave to her husband. And farting is not something that you plan for. It just comes. In most cases, you can even try to hold it, and you discover you cannot hold it. So to say that a woman cannot do it in presence of her husband, if you fart, or if your husband farts, you need to go on your knees to thank him. I don't understand. For me, that is definitely out of this world. And like I keep saying, Africa is where Africa is because of some of these archaic traditions that we are holding on to. Traditions that always pull people back. You try to go forward and the tradition is pulling you back. You understand? It is time we do away with these traditions because it's not helping anybody. Thank God you are married to an Igbo man. So I'm sure you know that it's not all Igbo men that even know that such tradition exists. So I think it exists only in her family.
Okay, all right. Okay, just for a little bit, let's leave the cultural aspect of it alone. Let's look at the moral. Look at it morally. Is it even? Yes, exactly. Talking about etiquette and all of that. Is it even right for you to just go on a farting spree, right in front of someone else?
No, that's why I said sometimes you cannot be able to. Sometimes you try to control it. Even if it's your husband that is there, sometimes you try to control yourself. You go into the toilet, do it and come out. You shouldn't do it everywhere. I mean, there should be respect. You should respect yourself everywhere. Yeah.
All right, Charles.
On any level, I don't agree. I just think, the lady... she achieved her aim, as far as I'm concerned.
Which
she
was?
wanted to trend and get traction to herself, and she achieved none. Of course, all she said is it holds absolutely no water to me. So on any basis, ethically or whatever, farting is a part of human nature. It's like saying it's wrong for you to talk or smile, or belch in front of your husband. Now we understand there are acceptable forms of social behavior in given certain contexts. But who is more intimate with you than your husband or your wife? So those rules don't apply in the home. That's what I'm saying. Except in situations where you're bringing up children and you want to, train your children in a certain way. Like I remember as a child, my mom told us that if anyone around you farts, you shouldn't say anything. Just pretend like nothing happened. Right? So that's the mindset that I grew up with, knowing this thing is a natural occurrence. So to say things that I don't really know the path of culture where she's coming from and saying things like it's not... it just doesn't make any sense.
But if your partner, your partner specifically does not like you farting in their presence, how about that?
Patient, there's no way a normal human being can say...
There are people like that. There are people like that.
Issues.
Really?
I'm sorry. Anyone who would say that and give that as a rule to the wife or the husband has a mental issue. You can't say things like that. It's like saying, I don't like you to breathe. These are parts of being a human. These are parts of the body's physiological functions. So you can't put any rules around those. There are times this thing just comes, and you know, who is more intimate with you than your spouse? Such rules do not apply in that context.
Okay. Even though I'm not Yoruba, but I grew up with a lot of Yoruba people around me, so I do know that when elders fart in your presence, you say something like "ekpelema" or something, "era" or something, you know. So,
well, that's for me.
Farting has a bit of respect, you know.
I grew up knowing if it happens and you're there, just pretend like nothing. Even and then if you can't stand the smell, you take a walk. And then, sorry, Pastor Dolly, I actually apologize sometimes when I do that in the presence of someone. But then people have their different kinds of relationships. I know there are days with my brother when we go on like farting sprees. Let's see whose farting is worse. And I've had friends over, and these things happen. It's all part of human life.
Enough.
So I don't understand why.
Let's hear your take. You are an Igbo woman first off.
Yes, from Imo State specifically. I really don't know if such tradition exists, especially in Uguta, that's where I'm from. But for courtesy's sake, if you do that in public or where your husband is, for me it's just to say I'm sorry. But to have that as a law that you shouldn't do that is a part of life. It's like, I don't want you to sneeze around me.
Yeah.
You can't control it. Times come when you want to control it, but sometimes it's like a reflex action. It keeps pushing, depending on what is inside your tummy that is disturbed, that really want to come out that way. So you can't really stand it, you can't really hold it. And I think it shouldn't be an offense.
It shouldn't.
That should cause probably a quarrel between a husband and a wife, or for a man to put that as a law to his wife. I don't ever want to see you fat. You should also say, I don't ever want to see you sneeze.
Or breathe.
No, breathing is okay. Sneezing. Because sneeze, you can actually control it.
Or something.
There's some stubborn cough. When he comes, he try to hold it, and you just, what do you do? Even before you step out, it's already out. So what do you do at such instances? So for me, I think, like Charles said, everybody's looking for medium
attention.
Yeah.
So I think it's working out for her. But that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think like you all said, it might not be like a law, but courtesy sometimes should just make you do what is proper. I don't have a problem with farting in front of my husband. In fact, we have competition with who can do more. Right. Sometimes I would say all the time. But I think when you are like in a social space, maybe like in an office or something, please step out. Because I find it very annoying when people in my office actually fart and then they laugh. I don't see what is funny about that. That is bad. You don't do etiquette. You're in public. Please don't do that. Sometimes you can actually tell you're going to fart. Step out and do it. I mean,
it's not.
Yes, step out and do it, but don't do it because you want to get people around you talking about no.
But the smell is not. It's not pleasant. Of course, it's not.
Yeah,
so there's no reason to laugh.
It's not pleasant.
There's no reason to laugh.
But the reason why we're saying what we're saying is she's talking about husband-wife relationship,
and she's also saying that if the man does it, the woman should
go on her knees and praise him.
As far as I'm concerned, some people don't deserve attention.
Okay, I really love it for some Igbo, maybe some very mature Igbo people to actually put some perspective to what we're discussing. Anyways, Ernest Moderate from Egbeda says LOLs.
Right.
That lady deserves to be given an award. How many women in this century can do that? They lack respect for their men. That's why they don't last in their marriages. Women, please learn. Okay. All right. This other one says a little sense from what she said. It is filthy. Ademola from Ikorodu. Like I said, some people actually take offense. I recall when I was in the university, there was something that happened close to where I was living then. A man actually unintentionally killed his wife. She was pregnant, and I think she tried to serve him food, and while she was putting the food down, she farted, just like that, and the husband just picked offense and trying to hit her for what she did. She collapsed and she just died like that. So I keep remembering that incident. Some people actually take offense when you fart in their presence, be you their wife or whoever you are. So I'm saying, if you have a spouse who is like that, I think common sense should tell you what to do and what not to do.
But when you can't
And
hold it,
people are going to
let's
do
not
that.
Please quickly apologize. If you apologize,
that
if you know that person doesn't like it.
Doing that while serving the mass meal.
Meal.
For me, it was really.
It was pregnant.
That's why I said it's
pregnant. Yeah.
Farting, gassing, passing out gas is one of the major physiological changes that happen
In the
pregnancy.
body.
But let me say something. Any relationship that you're in and the person has this kind of rules is a toxic relationship.
Yes,
As far as I'm
honestly.
concerned.
Because you're removing the human nature.
Exactly.
It's
I don't
natural.
want to walk on eggshells.
Yeah, or be artificial, or be fake.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a
we're
natural
getting a response from WhatsApp, and this one says, I think this lady is an example of what Igbo women are known for, and I wish we should learn how to trace where we come from. Let's understand that we need to go back to our roots, because in as much as education reshapes our mentality and understanding, and that's why our society is full of irrespective youth, and let's understand that this Western life everyone has adopted is really deteriorating our image and thereby ditching our root. Even Bible mandated the woman to respect their man, so this woman is a role model. This other one says, please, let's be realistic. There are some fat that changes matter, at the same time destroys the environment. Maybe that is the one she's referring to. Michael from Ikeja. Okay, but just be decent, people. Be decent. Some things are just for me it depends on where you are, you know, like you don't do certain things
Even in front of your children, you shouldn't do that. You can start losing respect. But the thing is, you know, be mindful of it. But
Exactly.
in a situation where you can't handle it, you know, say
exactly.
I'm sorry.
Be mindful. Don't just every time just go up like
that's
that.
part of
Is
me.
annoying.
I said that's part of
Yeah.
me.
Terrified. I'm actually extremely terrified.
Why?
That such can be an issue when you're looking at a marriage relationship. We're not looking at your relationship with your colleagues at work or with your friends or even
You should be free with your husband,
with your marriage,
spouse.
and people are saying
It's
what you said is fine. I'm actually
Is their opinion.
terrified
I get
about the kinds of, you know, young people. I don't know the age bracket of these people, but
Okay.
it terrifies me that people would have this as a backdrop or an expectation for a marriage relationship.
Okay.